Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Jennifer, and as always, I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Elizabeth. How are you today, Elizabeth?
Hi, Jennifer. I'm doing great, thanks. I'm really excited about today's topic because it's something that every English learner needs to work on: listening skills. Understanding spoken English can be challenging, especially with all the different accents and speaking speeds out there.
Absolutely. Listening comprehension is one of the most important skills to develop when learning a language. It's the foundation for understanding conversations, following instructions, and engaging in discussions. Today, we're going to share some effective strategies and tips to help you improve your English listening skills.
Yes, and we'll also talk about some common challenges that learners face and how to overcome them. Whether you're just starting out or you've been learning English for a while, there's always room to improve your listening comprehension.
But before we get started, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Your support helps us continue creating content that helps you improve your English.
So, Jennifer, let's start with the basics. One of the first things that can help improve listening skills is to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. This means surrounding yourself with the language, listening to podcasts, watching TV shows or movies in English, and even setting your phone or computer to English.
That's a great point, Elizabeth. The more you expose yourself to English, the more familiar you'll become with the sounds, rhythms, and patterns of the language. And don't worry if you don't understand everything at first. That's normal. The key is to keep listening, and gradually you'll start picking up more and more.
Exactly. And while you're immersing yourself, it's important to practice active listening. This means really focusing on what you're hearing rather than just letting the words wash over you. One way to practice active listening is by listening for key words or phrases that give you clues about the main idea of what's being said.
Yes, active listening is so important. You can also try listening to something multiple times. For example, if you're watching a TV show, watch the same episode a few times. The first time, just listen. The second time, use subtitles in your native language if you need them. The third time, try watching without any subtitles and see how much more you understand.
That's a really effective technique, Jennifer. Another tip is to practice listening to different accents. English is spoken in many different ways around the world, and it's important to get used to those variations. You could listen to podcasts or watch videos from speakers with different accents: British, American, Australian, Indian, and so on.
Definitely. This will not only improve your listening skills, but also help you feel more comfortable in real-life situations where you might encounter different accents. And speaking of real-life situations, it's also useful to practice listening to conversations in noisy environments. It might sound strange, but it can help you get used to focusing on the important parts of a conversation, even when there's background noise.
That's a great tip, Jennifer. It's a skill that can really come in handy in places like cafes, busy streets, or even at work when there's a lot going on around you.
Another technique that works well is shadowing. This is where you listen to a short piece of audio, then try to repeat it immediately after, mimicking the speaker's intonation, rhythm, and pronunciation. It helps you get used to the natural flow of English and improves both your listening and speaking skills.
Shadowing is such a powerful exercise. It forces you to focus on the details of what you're hearing, and it's also great for improving your pronunciation and fluency. You can start with short clips, like a sentence or two, and gradually work your way up to longer passages.
And don't forget about the importance of context. Understanding the context of what you're listening to can really help with comprehension. For example, if you know the topic of a conversation, it's easier to predict what words or phrases might come up, which makes it easier to follow along.
That's a great point, Jennifer. Sometimes even just knowing the general topic can make a big difference in how much you understand. And if you're listening to something and find that you're struggling, don't hesitate to look up key vocabulary words before you listen again.
Yes, building your vocabulary is crucial for improving your listening skills. The more words you know, the easier it will be to understand what you're hearing. You can even keep a notebook of new words and phrases that you come across during your listening practice.
And speaking of listening practice, we actually have a call from one of our listeners who wants to share their experience with improving their listening skills. Let's take the call.
Hi there, you're on the air with Jennifer and Elizabeth. What's your name, and where are you calling from?
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Elizabeth. My name is Maya, and I'm calling from Bangalore, India. I've been following your channel for a while, and I wanted to share how I improved my English listening skills.
Hi, Maya. Thanks for calling in. We'd love to hear about your experience. What strategies did you find most helpful?
Well, one thing that really helped me was listening to English podcasts every day. I started with podcasts that had transcripts available so I could read along while listening. At first, I didn't understand everything, but I kept going, and over time, I noticed that I was understanding more and more without needing the transcript.
That's a fantastic strategy, Maya. Listening with transcripts is a great way to build your comprehension, especially in the beginning. Did you find any particular types of podcasts more helpful than others?
Yes, I found that podcasts with clear, slow speech were really helpful at first. As I got more confident, I started listening to more conversational podcasts where the speakers talked faster and used more natural, everyday language. It was challenging at first, but it really pushed me to improve.
That's a great approach, Maya. Sounds like you gradually increased the difficulty level as your skills improved, which is exactly what we recommend. Did you use any other techniques along the way?
Yes, I also practiced shadowing. I would listen to a sentence or two, pause the podcast, and then try to repeat what I heard as accurately as possible. It really helped me get used to the rhythm and flow of English, and it also improved my pronunciation.
That's wonderful, Maya. Shadowing is such an effective technique, and it's great to hear that it worked well for you. Do you have any advice for other learners who are trying to improve their listening skills?
I would say, be patient with yourself. It's normal to feel frustrated at first, but if you keep practicing, you'll definitely improve. And don't be afraid to listen to the same thing multiple times. Each time, you'll understand a little more.
That's excellent advice, Maya. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. It's really inspiring to hear how you've improved your listening skills through consistent practice.
Thank you, Jennifer and Elizabeth. I'm so glad I could share my story. Keep up the great work with your channel.
Thanks, Maya. We appreciate your call. Take care.
Bye, Maya.
That was such a great call from Maya. It's always inspiring to hear how other learners are improving their skills.
Absolutely. Maya's story is a perfect example of how consistency and the right techniques can really make a difference in your listening comprehension.
So, Elizabeth, let's recap some of the key strategies we discussed today. First, immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Listen to podcasts, watch movies, and surround yourself with the language.
And don't forget to practice active listening by focusing on key words and phrases. Listening to different accents and practicing in noisy environments can also help you become more adaptable and improve your overall comprehension.
Shadowing is another powerful technique. Try repeating what you hear immediately after the speaker to get used to the natural flow and rhythm of English. And remember, understanding context can really help you predict and understand what's being said.
And finally, be patient with yourself. Listening skills take time to develop, but with consistent practice and the right strategies, you'll see improvement.
Thank you all for joining us today. If you found this conversation helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We have plenty more content coming your way to help you improve your English.
We'll see you in the next video. Take care and happy learning.
Bye for now.